the rice water it's a little funky.
Baby, I see you.
So it is wash day, but I'm not actually gonna be taking my twist down. I'm gonna be washing it with my twist in and doing walking through how I maintain my hair while it is in mini twists. And a couple weeks ago, say probably around the beginning of February, I redid my twist. I didn't redo the parting or anything, but I did redo them, but braid the root. And I only braided probably about 7 stitches, not much more than that. But I really like how it kept the roots looking so neat for so long. So this is actually my first wash day since I installed it, but I have been moisturizing it regularly, probably about 2 to 3 times a week. I say with this install, I probably only moisturize it twice a week, but look at how shiny it still looks. And I lied. I probably moisturized it once after my wash day when I installed them. And they're still super, super shiny. But I feel like my scalp needs to be refreshed and just time to do some upkeep. So before I even wash my hair though, I do want to do a short little rice water treatment. So this is fermented rice water, just regular rinsed long grain rice. I rinsed it till the water turned clear. I put it in a glass bottle and put it under in the cabinet for about a week's time. And then I took it and put it in the refrigerator to kind of slow the fermentation process. And that was back in January, but I'm still using it. But I did add some clove essential oil to it. That's why it looks as cloudy as it does. But yeah, I'm about to put this all over my hair until it's like dripping, and then I'm gonna cover it with a plastic cap and let it sit for about 15 minutes. I might let it sit to 30, and we'll see. But let it sit for a while, and then I'm gonna come back and wash it. So my scalp is mostly saturated. What I've been doing is just lifting and spraying and massaging it in using the pads of my fingers, not my nails or anything, because you don't want to scratch your scalp while you're doing this. That's real good. So hopefully this will help too. Just add nice careful. You will see. Also, you get like this way. Get all the way down again. And the rice water it's a little funky, but the clove does help to cut it back just a little bit. You can still smell the rice water, but the clove does kind of overpower it. No, it's not an overpowering smell, but the clove oil does mask it quite a bit. Actually, the more I spray, the less I smell the rice water. And be sure to keep a towel on standby, because this does drip a lot. If you put enough on your hair, you want your hair to be completely saturated, and it's starting to drip down my elbows. So do not use the bath towel that you plan on using tonight, because it will be funky. Now I'll probably finish massaging my hair for about 5 minutes. If that's too much for you, then that's fine. Massage as long as you feel the need to. And then I'm going to cover my hair with a plastic cap and let it sit for about 10 minutes. And then I'll be back when it's time to wash. Alright, so it's been about 10 minutes. I'm about to wash my hair with this Almond shampoo, which is really just the Suave Almond and Shea Butter moisturizing shampoo. And then I mixed some amla powder in it, and I strained it, and then I put it in this pump bottle. And then I'm gonna basically deep condition, but with the Cream of Nature Argan Oil intensive conditioning treatment. I'm gonna let that sit on my hair for about 10 minutes with the heat cap on after I wash it. So I'm gonna be back after I get the conditioner on there. All right, it's been a little over 10 minutes. how shiny, nice and moisturized. See how the curls at the bottom have started to hang. That's how I know that my hair is properly moisturized. Once I see that drop at the end of the twist. All right, now I am going to rinse it and then come back and show you guys how I moisturize. So I just took my turban towel off my head. I probably let a towel dry for about 45 minutes, maybe not even that long, but it still feels nice and damp. You can see how shiny and moisturized it is. The ends are still hanging, so I know I'm still at a good hydration level. I'm gonna put some leave-in conditioner on it, and I'm using the Suave Lush Coily. This smells really good. It's not too thick. I actually kind of wish that this was in a squeeze bottle. Just take about that much. Starting at the ends of my hair. And just kind of smoothing it in that way. And for this step, I just try to make sure that I get the majority of the hair at the roots. Just to make sure that I'm keeping it moist for as long as possible before I completely finish the routine. But I'm gonna go in now with some herbal oil, and this is honestly the LOC method for people that are familiar. It's a liquid or leave-in, well, liquid and or leave-in, an oil to help slow the evaporation, and then lastly you seal it all off with the cream. And this is just the first two steps, of course. Leave in with the oil. Make sure I get the ends real good. Your ends are gonna dry the quickest, so I want to make sure that they're not overly dry by the time I finish. Now, to be honest, I could stop right here, but I want maximum moisture, so I'm gonna go in on top of this. See, it's still pretty shiny. The ends are still hanging. I'm gonna go on top of this with the moisturizer. And the moisturizer that I'll be using is actually one that I made myself. It's aloe, shea butter, olive oil, and jojoba oil. But yeah, that's pretty much all. But it is, I mean, of course, a lotion, so. Alright, so I'm gonna actually section my hair off in 4, 2 in the front, 2 in the back, and then moisturize it in smaller sections, probably about half the size of each quadrant. But I'll show you how to do that in just a second. All right, I'm back. Took me a little longer because I needed a snack. Now, what I do is I take one of the quadrants, I just split it in half. Probably won't be exactly half, but pin the other side up. So it's about this much. Now take some hair cream. It actually got thicker. It was a little bit thinner than this. Not too much, but make sure I saturate the ends real good. Now I just kind of squeeze, moving up the shaft, get in between the twists as well. This part is pretty tedious, but the whole thing goes by pretty quickly. I might have to come back and redo a couple of these when I moisturize later on in the week. Just make sure I go through and actually redo any that look a little too frizzy, just so they don't lock up. I wouldn't be opposed to locking up, but I'm not ready yet. Not if it'll still be an accident. That's how I do that. Now I'm gonna do the rest of this off the camera because I don't have much else to say. I'll be back. All right, cool. So this is where we are after moisturizing everything. I still don't know how or if I'm gonna stretch it. I might just leave it in the clips until I go to sleep, then put a bonnet on. If I do that, I'll probably put it in a pineapple or a bun on top of my head just to stretch it out a little bit. But I'm not sure. This is what it's looking like. Nice and juicy. They are super frizzy. That's just the nature of what happens when I wash it. But with the parts still looking as neat as they do, I think it looks fine. The braided roots definitely help to hold it all together. I'm gonna come back and show what it looks like in the morning after I've decided, but now I'm tired and I want another snack. I'll see y'all in the morning. So I ended up stretching it, and this is what, I can get it off. There we go. So I sectioned it into the quadrants again, and then I plaited each section and clipped the ends. So you can see my scalp feels pretty moisturized, so I'm not gonna oil it just yet. But yeah, I'm not sure how comfortable sleeping with it like this will be, but I know it'll be stretched for tomorrow. I don't plan on going anywhere today, so I will be keeping it like this under my bonnet. And I'm keeping the bonnet on just so the ends of my braided sections don't rub up against my collar or my pillow, so it's not being over dry or fluffed out. Try to keep the frizz to a minimum. But yeah, that's that. If you want to see how I style my hair throughout the week, you can catch me on TikTok. I don't post there all the time, but you might see some updates. My TikTok handle is botanical breeze, botanical.breeze, and I might put it on the screen somewhere. Again, that is botanical breeze. You can see, I think I have some videos on how I make the products that I use on my hair. I do like to experiment with different formulas to see what works best for me outside of the store-bought. Sometimes I just get lazy, and I always have the stuff to make products. But yeah, that's that. So if you want to see how I style my hair throughout the week, head over to TikTok. Follow me at botanical.breeze. It'll probably pop up somewhere on the screen. But yeah. I also have videos of how I make the products that I use on my hair. I like to experiment with different formulas because I've gotten into making my hair products several years ago, and I'm really liking some of the formulas that I'm coming up with. So I've been tweaking some old recipes, coming up with some brand new ones. So yeah, if you want to see how I do it, follow me over there. Goodbye.
Fulfill your fantasy. Oh, just be all that you can be. Go